What's up guys, my name is Sebastian Stratman and I hope you guys are having a great day and will continue having one. Today I'm going to be doing the top 5 modifications that you can purchase on Amazon for less than $200.
I was let it run my mood. Can't stop thinking of you.
Now, what kind of brought me to want to do this video is I used to have a G35. If you guys have seen my channel before, I did a few things on that, mostly repairs before I actually sold it. I didn't get to much modifications, but I did see so many YouTube videos of top 5 Amazon modifications, top 5 cheap modifications, top 5 this, top 5 that for the G35. But I don't see much at all for the Q60. If you scroll down top 5 Q60, you'll really only see like major influencers and they're all doing pretty expensive modifications. Now I do have expensive modifications as well, but some people right when they first buy the car want to personalize a little bit, but can't afford $500 downpipes or paddle shifters or catch cans and stuff like that. So let's just go through some cheap modifications that'll personalize the vehicle for you and actually keep you out of trouble sometimes. So the first one is going to be badge deleting the vehicle. A lot of us get the base models or the Lux. Sometimes you can get a red sport, but the only time I personally would buy a red sport is if I bought it brand new. I didn't buy this vehicle brand new, but it only did have 22,000 miles on it when I got it. And it's 2019. I didn't really need the CarPlay just because I was planning on replacing the actual screen itself with one of those Tesla screens. So not a big deal to me. I did get the 2019 Q60 Lux, which is the second in line to the red sport. So there's the Pure, the Lux, the Silver Sport, and the Red Sport. Silver Sport comes with the big brakes, but is only $2,000 less than the Red Sport, so I don't know why you get the Silver Sport. All really the Red Sport entails is an extra water pump and a tune. So if you guys want more detail on that, I'm happy to do detail, but there's so many videos online already about that. I'm just gonna get right into it. So to badge delete a car, it is pretty simple, and a lot of people can do it wrong, so I'm gonna try and teach you how to do it right. I've done this in one other car, so hopefully this will go smoothly. It didn't have as nice as paint as this. My first video, I did some buffing on this. I haven't got around the full car yet. It's also winter, so she's a little dirty. I haven't worried about cleaning her up too much just because the next day it's gonna snow. So pretty much I spend 2 hours on waxing it and cleaning it for it to snow the next day. So I'm not gonna really worry about that until I can get it ceramic coated in the summer. Really what you're gonna need is some Gongu or some kind of adhesive remover. I recommend this stuff. It's like $5 on Amazon, it's right there. This is where I got all this stuff. You're also gonna want some fishing wire. I recommend more plastic instead of the metal stuff. There is some metal wire that they do sell on Amazon, but then again, that is gonna scratch your paint. You want something that isn't going to be so abrasive to the paint. The only other thing you're gonna need is hot water. So I'm gonna get right into it and show you what I'm doing. So with this part, you can really just use hot water, but I'm gonna use a couple different things since I have all the supplies. This is a waterless car wash that Chemical Guys makes. No, I do not recommend just using this to do your car wash, but it's good for this kind of ideal. This is a polishing mix. It makes it to where it's not so abrasive when you're polishing vehicles. Of course, we're not gonna polish this right now, but I wanna mix the two to make sure that everything is gonna be fine and my paint's not gonna be messed up in the process of putting the adhesive remover on it. So hopefully this will make it not so abrasive when I put the adhesive remover on it. The next thing is gonna be getting some hot water. You're gonna want some pretty hot water just to loosen up the adhesive that is already on the badges. So I'm gonna go, not boil any water, just go get some hot water out of the tap and hopefully that'll do its job. I don't want this water to cool down, so I'm not even gonna put the camera on the stand. Just go ahead and go over it like that. Just go try and find a corner that you can lock into. It's already coming off pretty easy. And there's a lot of different ways to do this, but this is the safest way for your paint by far. Sure, you could use a butter knife and just pry this shit up if you have like an old Honda that you don't care about the paint. But you have a nicer car or you have a Honda with new paint, you're not gonna want to do this. You're not gonna want to use a butter knife. And there we go. The pieces are off and now it's just removing the adhesive. Okay, so you're gonna take your Gangu. I didn't open it up all the way. I just opened it enough to where there's a little slit and put it on my rag here. Just gonna rub it in. This could take a while. All right, so I ended up actually grabbing my buffer or my rotary machine, whatever you want to call it, to finish it off to make it look a little better. As you can see, you can never tell that there was a badge there ever. I've got to do the other three, but that gives you guys the gist. This whole process took about 20 minutes with a buffing machine. If you didn't have a buffing machine, I'd say about 45 if you're just scrubbing with a rag. You'll definitely get it done. I would actually recommend after all this to get a larger bottle of the Gangu because it goes pretty quickly. But there you go. She looks great. Next up on the list for number 2 is going to be the more pricier one. I just got one after getting 3 tickets back to back to back with this car. So I'm just going to go straight to it. That would be the radar detector. So this one is a Uniden R4. I'll post up the picture right here. This one is pretty expensive. I think it's around 350 bucks. I got it on a Black Friday deal, so it's a little cheaper. But they do have cheaper predecessors, and one like the Cobra 480i, I think is around 150 bucks, which is a lot cheaper. I've heard good things about it. If you go in the reviews, they all seem to be pretty good. I went with this one just because I've seen a lot of videos on this and I knew this is something I'd like. So I'll just go ahead and start the car up and show you what it does.
X band.
So it goes in X,
K band.
K,
KA band.
KA,
Laser.
and laser. So this right here is going to track my miles per hour. This right here is going to track my miles per hour. This tells me if I'm on the highway or whatever. I always keep it on the highway because I'm constantly driving on the highway and I don't really worry about it in street roads because I don't really go fast on the streets. But I've got 3 tickets on the highway, so this was a much needed investment, and I figured if I was going to spend that much on a ticket or more, I might as well spend that much and get a cool little radar detector. So there you are. So I'm just gonna go right into this one without getting back on the camera stand and stuff because it's all in here. The third one is gonna be really simple, really cheap, and makes a lot of difference in a lot of cases, at least for me and my passenger. So this would be air fresheners. I have 4. I have this one right here. Actually, I have 5, and those 4, they're Old Spice they're an Old Spice scent. That's what I use for my cologne most of the time anyway, so that's what I went with. They're like 10 bucks for a pack of 4, so not a bad deal at all. My wife also got me this, if it'll focus. It is a Gengar air freshener, and my first car, my G35, was named Gengar, and that's why she got this for me, is because it's kind of what started this whole process of wanting to own a fast car, wanting to mod out a fast car, and stuff like that. The next thing is these cup holder pieces. These are for an Infiniti, but you can get them for anything. They fit perfectly. My wife got them for me for Christmas. I really like them. Just adds another little symbol there for you. As you can see, I also have a bunch of Husky hair everywhere. Thanks, Husky. He doesn't go in this car, but he gets it on me and it goes everywhere. But I have these things right here, which are pretty nice. Alright guys, so I think this is the 4th one now. We're almost there. This one's pretty basic, but you know, I like it. It's something that I did on all 3 cars, and I use the same ones every single time. This would be valve stem caps. I get these off Amazon. They're really cheap. I think they're like literally $8. I'll post up the photo right there as I have been. So I'm just gonna get right to it and put these valve stems on. All right, so I already am missing a few, so this is perfect. Please don't mind the dirty wheels. I do plan to swap these out for something else, but I'm also thinking about just making them black because I already do like the style of them. Some people don't, but I do. There we are. There's the first one. See, this is what they normally look like. Of course, if you're watching this, you probably already know. Real boring. These look much better, just a little bit better, especially if someone else is working on your car. I've had them stolen before too, but you know, at least they like them enough to steal them. Honestly though, what I'd recommend if you're gonna get these and take it to a shop to get a tire rotation or something to do with your oil change or whatever it is, I'd recommend taking them off before you go, because sometimes maybe they're not stealing them, but they lose them and they put a basic old one on there and then you gotta buy a whole pack again. So it's easier just to take them off. Alrighty, so for the fifth and final one before I get to the honorable mentions is door lights. I had these on my G35. I did not have them on the Q70, but I was thinking about doing it. I am really biased with these because I think they're cheesy, but I also think they're cool at the same time. So did I go ahead and do it? Yes, I did, because my whole thing with this car is people may not like it. People may think that I should have bought a Beamer or whatever it may be. I've got those comments on my TikTok before. So I'm really just doing this for me. And that's really the end of it. So what you're gonna be replacing is these little guys right here. As you can see, it's orange. Everything else in the car is really bright LED. So I don't know why they made these orange in the first place, which is part of the reason why I decided to just do these. Because just getting regular LED door jamb lights are the same cost, and these are cooler, so why not? So I'm just using a basic flathead, tiny flathead to do this. There's so many tools out there that you could probably do this with, but this is just what I have and it'll be the easiest, I think, in my opinion. Maybe there's something better, who knows, you try it. They are all very similar wired. Pretty much every car that I've had have been the same. Then again, they're all Infinitis, but you're gonna have this wire. If it's not connected, then it's probably tucked back there. It's probably not gone. It's not something that you just lose. But you take off this wire here, put it on here. It's gonna be the same fitment. Everything's gonna be fine there. I've done this twice again, never had a problem with either cars. Okay, so my car is kind of loud right now. But anyway, what I'm planning on doing is just shutting off all the lights so you guys can see the little door lights, as well as we're gonna run to the car wash and wash it up a little bit so you guys can see the badge delete, and I want to take a few photos because why not? So this is what she looks like before the wash. She's pretty dirty. So I'm not gonna do anything crazy right now, but I'm gonna give it a good wash for sure. Let's do this thing. But this is a tinted license plate. You can get all kinds of different custom license plate like this. This is probably one of the cheaper ones. I had this on my G35, just never really needed to go up with it. If you get it in the dark, it is actually extremely dark and you can barely see the license plate, but I'll probably be getting another one. That's more of an honorable mention. Just a few more honorable mentions that I have in my wife's car. This would be a steering wheel cover. I don't have one in mind just because I already plan on replacing the steering wheel with something a little bit different, but steering wheel cover is pretty classic and everyone knows that one, but there you go. This one is a little bit more interesting. This would be a custom exhaust tip. My wife wanted a heart-shaped exhaust tip, so I made it happen. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys had a great one, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit that like button and comment something. I'd greatly appreciate it. I'd love to keep doing videos. I've been doing videos since I was 12 years old, and I just now got into making car videos and accessories like this. So if you like it, let me know. You guys have a great one. Peace.